girls, what was the most obvious hint you dropped, and the guy just didn't get it? I'm a guy here, but I know Amanda would say. I literally jumped on him and tried to kiss him, but he just laughed awkwardly, dodging my kisses and telling me stop being so fucking silly. Realized it like a day later, but she'd moved to another state. That was the last time I ever saw her. Invited him over to watch a movie, eventually laying my legs across his lap and hard flirting, but after 4 movies I had to finally make the move. 4 movies in one night? Or like 4 evenings spread over a few weeks? Both seems astonishingly long time to get your hints. 4 in one night, after I had told him previously that I'm giving him the green light. He said he was scared of creeping me out, lol. I'm not as brutally upfront as some of these people, but mine happened yesterday. How do I know a girl is flirting with me? Quote, he asks, she touches you a lot while you two are talking. I cannot relate at all. That never happens to me. I'm sure it does. I tell him and hit his arm. I can't think of any time that's ever happened. See, this is a rough one, because I had this one girl I talked to all the time, and she'd sit next to me in class. I had a huge crush on her, and she'd be overly touchy all the time. She'd occasionally even rest her head on my shoulder, sleep on it during class when she was tired, just stare into my eyes for prolonged periods of time, and hug me. When I told her I had a crush on her, she shut me down completely, and told me she only saw me as a friend. It's amazing how I can look at those 2 little symbols and know that the smile is empty and the eyes are dead and hollow. Sorry for your loss. Literally said, I want to be yours, and the dude just keeps smiling and goes on about random space facts. That one hurt a bit. What was the coolest space fact? I can't recall, sorry. I kind of just re-evaluated my whole flirting technique after that. Fair enough, I just wanted to learn about space. I'm a guy, but I once had an experience where I took the hint but still got rejected. A girl had asked me if I lost my virginity yet. We were in high school. When I said I hadn't, she said that I could practice on her whenever I want. Mind you, we walking home after school because we lived close. I try to act on this hint when we get to her house, and she said she was only joking and doesn't want it to be weird with us as friends. Every guy's worst fear right here. This is why we miss the obvious stuff. Not because we miss it, because we're too apprehensive. We were discussing costumes and I sent a picture of me in my bunny suit and said I'd need help out of it. His response was telling me he hoped my roommate was home or that would suck. I had to tell him I was implying I'd like him to take it off me, and it took him a minute to catch up. Jessica, that makes no sense. How can I help you when I'm clear across town? Quote, speed limits suddenly become 25 miles per hour higher. Forget it, Lou. Someone going that fast has no time for a ticket. On our first date, my current boyfriend and I went out to dinner, to a bar, and eventually back to his house to watch scary movies. After hanging out for almost 8 hours at that point, practically cuddling into him the entire time we were watching movies, dropping as many hints as I could. Around 3 a.m., when we were both fighting to stay awake, I finally had to look his dumbass in the eye and ask, so are you going to kiss me or not? Quote, though he was totally oblivious, it did show his good heart. He was about to let me fall asleep on his couch and spend the night without even trying to kiss me. I knew he was a keeper after that. Though he was totally oblivious, it did show his good heart. He was about to let me fall asleep on his couch and spend the night without even trying to kiss me. I knew he was a keeper after that. His evil plan worked flawlessly. I am a guy, but I can share my density as the guy that missed the hints. I went to a store where there was a girl I liked in college. We used to small talk while I browsed and never bought anything. Bring a poor college student. This time I came in the store and she said hi and we chatted a bit while I shopped. She complained, "I'm going to be home alone tonight. My family is out of town." I replied, "Oh, that's too bad." She says, "I'm off at 5 today." It was 4 at the time. "What are you up tonight?" "I'm up for anything." "Oh, nothing. Just sitting at home and watching a movie." My brain must have completely self-destructed, because the conversation ended there. I never saw her again after that. She either quit, or was avoiding me. I must have been in a daze from school to miss that cue. School does that to me too. Plus the fact that I'm shy and therefore believe I never get attention adds to the oblivious bliss. We were talking about canoes and I said, "I'm like a canoe because I'm wet and you can go inside me." And he said, "Canoes aren't really wet." I had a girl invite me round her house once just to show me her posters. They were all of Harley-Davidson motorbikes, and she said she's never ridden a Harley before. Awkward silence, and after a few other sore bits of small talk I decided to be on my way. 2 years later I am sitting on the bus and realize what she meant. Harley. Ridden a Harley. My name is Harley. Damn, I feel so bad for her. That's a perfect line too. Gotta wonder if she bought those posters just to set up that line. That feels like something I would dedicate the time and money to doing, tbh. One time a girl straight up asked if I wanted to take my pants off and I didn't get it. I was like, no, they're actually not uncomfortable at all. Usually when girls ask you to take off your pants, it's for their comfort. No one wants to come in contact with the kind of tough fabric a lot of pants are made of when they're sleeping. Also, always take off your belt. That's just cruel to accidentally poke someone with your belt buckle. I too always remove my belt after taking my pants off. I threw my panties at him and he kept explaining God of War lore. Man of culture. Guy here, but once had a girl drag me into the bathroom while at a college party saying she needed help finding her marker pen. We didn't find it and I figured out what was really going on a year later. It was in her butthole _Sue_. Forgot this, Sue. Sue looked at me. I am a pharaoh. I went out of my way to come in early and talk to this guy every day for like a month before someone else told him I was into him. I also repeatedly told him I liked him. He thought I was just being nice. When a girl admits to liking you, a guy faces a dilemma. 1, you could be joking and pulling his leg. 2, you just sympathize for him. Or you like him as a friend and that's it. In that order usually, really. When I was in high school, the thing mean girls would do is go to a nerdy or outcast and say some girl liked them. This was supposed to be a joke on the girl. Sucked to be me, the nerdy outcast. To this day not sure if this one girl liked me or if some girls were just being bitches. A girl came to my house once and spent the night. Around the time for bed, she told me she doesn't sleep with a top on or panties. I told her that's okay, I'll sleep on the couch so she can be comfy. She called me from downstairs later that night and told me she couldn't sleep and she was cold. I figured, well obviously, you're naked, so I gave her another blanket and went back downstairs. Edit. Obligatory thank you for the silver, and I am glad everyone is laughing at my pain. I've tried responding the best I can, but some of you guys are getting weirdly mean and it kills the mood. Damn, I hope she wasn't hot. Very attractive. I was just trying to be a good person. Exclamation mark. I'm a guy, but one time I was hanging with a longtime friend of mine who I used to have a crush on, and who knew that I had a crush on her and had rejected me numerous times over 7 to 8 years in her dorm. We decided that we were both tired, but her other bed was occupied by our other friend, so I was gonna lay down on the floor. She was like, "There's room in my bed for you anytime." So I hop in bed with her thinking nothing of it. The next few minutes were kind of a blur, but eventually we were literally hugging with her leg wrapped around me, and she looked me in the eyes, bit her lip, and said that she was horny. I never made a move beyond that, since she had spent the past almost decade of my life rejecting my advances.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.